Morning tea again. Morning tea again. Morning tea again. Sip, 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 sip.
Just kidding. Good morning, Greenville, and welcome to this episode of Morning Tea with Princess Ashley. I'm your host, Princess Ashley, and we are excited for a great week of wonderful things. How about you? If you're excited for a great week of wonderful things, you should Facebook or tweet at us #GCMorningTea or @GCMorningTea. We want to hear from you. So we're really excited because this week holds in store so many things. Have you been outside? The weather is incredibly amazing. It's going to be a beautiful week. Friday, it's supposed to get up to 77 degrees. Crazy. If you are a junior or a senior, you're going to want to make sure that tonight you're at the Upper Division Housing Lottery. It starts at 8 o'clock. If you're late, you might not get the place that you want to be at. It's going to be most likely in the DC. So check your emails. I'm sure you're getting emails about that. You don't want to be late because, who wants to live in Burritt again? 4th year. Not going to be in Burritt for a 4th year, right? Okay. Sweet. Tonight, 2:30 p.m. or 5 o'clock p.m., you're going to want to make your way to Blackburn College, because guess what? They're going to be playing some baseball. It's going to be exciting, so you're going to want to be there. And I don't know if you've been checking the papyrus. I've been checking the papyrus. And Logan Walliver has a really great article up about Logan's guide to surviving the Greenville music scene. He talks a lot about words like reverb and compression and things that I don't know anything about, and most likely you don't know very much about. So he says that instead of being all concerned with what we're thinking and concerned with what others think of us, we need to ask some questions. Be like, hey, I don't know what you're saying right now. You're speaking a different language. He says that people want to talk about what they love. And so if you're talking to somebody who's in the music industry, they're going to want to tell you about what they're doing. So stop trying to act like you know everything, because you don't. It's a fact, and I can prove it to you. It's a proven fact that I can prove to you. So, that's cool, and you're cool, so pretty much I've learned that everything's pretty cool. If you watched last week's episode, you know what I'm talking about. It's springtime outside. The birds are singing, the trees are getting green, the flowers are blooming, all that jazz. You're going to want to make your way outside to play some urban golf. Now, I've seen different ways to play urban golf. You can either play it with a golf club and a tennis ball, or you can play it with a frisbee, is that frisbee golf then? I don't know. But there's an obstacle course out around campus. You can hit it to Library Steps, to Holtwick, to all the different places on campus. So, if you don't know much about the already arranged course, find somebody who does. There's so many people on campus who know so much about the course outside. That being said, I'm not sure if you have heard the sad news, but Agape Fest 2014 has been canceled. There's been a lot of things going into it. A lot of work has been done, but we decided that we wanted to put our best foot forward, and we were going to be able to do it this year. So instead of doing it this year, we're going to try to revise it and make some changes, and we'll see you're going to see Agape Fest. Agape Fest is not dying out. Agape will hopefully forever live on. If you want more information on it, just visit us at www.agapefest.com to get more info on that. Again, I have looked at the list of people who picked up their tickets for junior senior. The list is not many of you have. Or what are you, last minute people? You're just trying to hold off? Not cool. You need to get your tickets today. today. Today's Wednesday. I know that it's hump day, but you need to go get your tickets, okay? Right now. Go get them. Right now. Upper Union, they'll be here until 11, or you can go get them in the DC. That being said, I've heard that lots of you love this great video that we are about to show.
There once was a boy, nay, a man, who wanted to ask a girl to the junior-senior dance. Let's help him out. Step 1. Dress appropriately. Now, many people think that what you wear doesn't matter. But women love it when their man is poppin' fresh. No, Andrew? Now that's better. Step 2. Know her schedule. Maybe it's meeting up with her best friend.
Did you bring it?
I did. Do you have what I asked for?
Here's the 5 chapel credits. Thanks.
Knowing when she has breaks and finding yourself in her path during those breaks. Or maybe it's something less creepy. Step 3. Plan what you're going to say. You don't want to sound like a bumbling buffoon when you're asking a fine young woman to be your date.
I saw you across the way, across Scott's field, as some people call it, even though it's not his field.
Step 4. Be cool. But be yourself and approach her confidently. Step 5. Complete your plan.
Hey, Ashley.
Hey, Andrew.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. You mind if I join you?
Please do.
What are you reading?
Oh, you know, just some Greek.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great language.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so I've got something here for you, all right?
Okay.
So there's no need to complicate it, dress it up, or overstate it. Without too much hesitation, here's the way I feel. I like you. I like you. Even when I don't try to, I like you. Would you be willing to be my date to junior senior?
Yes?
That's awesome, great. I'm so excited.
Yeah, okay.
Congratulations! You now have a date to junior-senior dance.
Oh, hey, Andrew. I was just looking for you.
Hey, Adam.
I was wondering... This is silly. This is so silly.
Oh, it's fine, just ask.
I was wondering if you would want to maybe go to junior senior with me?
Oh, Adam. I just asked Ashley and I'm going with her. I'm sorry. A little sooner and I'm sorry. I really want to.
Do you have access?
I don't.
It's fine. I'll stay here.
You have access to my heart.
I'll go after. I'll wait a few seconds.
So that advertisement's really cool, right? If you have advertisements that you would like to be advertised here on the morning show, go ahead and send them to us. You can contact us via Facebook or Twitter, hashtag GCMorningTea or at GCMorningTea. Facebook, Morning Tea with Princess Ashley. So go ahead and send us your advertisements or contact us about advertisements that you would like to make. I don't know if you know this, but there's a movie happening here at Greenville College. There's going to be a Greenville College, the movie. Very exciting. I just wanted to give you a list of people who are going to be in the movie, who's going to be played by who, some reasons why. I'm quite excited. First up, we have Jake Edmondson. He's going to be Ryan Wilson. Why, you ask? Have you seen him? Have you looked at them both? Obviously, that's why. There's no other reason. John Brittingham, Jack Black. I have to be honest. I did not know your name, John, for a very long time. I called you Jack Black for a very long time because I still sometimes call you Jack Black because I didn't know. So my apologies. But that's super exciting. I mean, to look like somebody as famous as Jack Black, that has to be pretty cool. Kent Dunnington is none other than Will Smith. Who else could play that charm? Who else could play the charm of Kent Dunnington, the dreaminess of Kent Dunnington, other than Will Smith? He's the perfect choice. Ivan Filby will be played by David Tennant, so that's exciting. I mean, I don't know if you've heard that, but who else would play Ivan Filby? Kathie Filby will be played by none other than Olivia Andrews. So I don't know who else can represent that charm and beauty other than Olivia Andrews. Paul Sunderland is Howie Mandel. Again, have you looked at them? It's eerily similar. I thought they were the same person. Crazy. Richard and Ruth Houston are going to be played by none other than Mr. and Mrs. Weasley. The Weasleys, they're going to be here on campus. They're going to be here shooting a movie. GC Greenville, the movie. It's just thrilling. I can't explain it. Dr. Idler is going to be played by none other than Bill Nye the Science Guy. Also an eerie resemblance. Ben Wayman, we have him as Tom Cruise. Who else has class like that? I mean, you have to have Tom Cruise. Ben Wayman. I mean, they run the same way. It's like they're the same person. They're spirit humans. Let's just say that. Brian Hartley is Nicolas Cage, obviously. I mean, that's just a done deal right there. So be looking around campus. You're going to be seeing tons of famous people, famous actors playing this movie, GC the movie. Now, off to this. So, last week, we had some technical issues. Audio went in and out, which is fine. You know, every show has their glitches. Well, obviously you can see we've worked on them and we've gotten them fixed. We want you to tweet in at us. Hashtag GCToff. It's very important. What do you want to see Norm Hall doing? He will do pretty ridiculous, crazy things, but you have to tweet in. Hashtag GC Morning Tea, hashtag GCToff, at GC Morning Tea. You have so many options. Just tweet at us. What do you want? What do you want Norm Hall to do? He'll do it, and we'll air it live. We'll air it here on the morning show next week. Episode 3. You'll want to see it. Here's some ideas if you're looking for some ideas. We had a group of kids who played chess in the elevator of the library. That's pretty exciting. We also had a student who hid in a classroom and in the middle of the class came out and just waved at everybody and walked out without any explanation. So what do you want to see Norm do? We want to hear from you. If you're watching us live, tweet at us now. If you're watching us on YouTube, tweet at us now. So, yeah, we want to hear from you. Cool. Next. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Andrew Page.
I'm Olivia Huber, and we're here investigating the tough news yet again.
We're scouring the campus looking for the clammy hand pandemic.
Junior senior's coming up, and you guys might be wondering, whose hand should I hold? Who should I ask to junior senior?
It's springtime, hands are out, shorts are in. What are we gonna do? But you're gonna hold hands.
Exactly. So we're going around. Go for it.
We're asking the hard questions, grabbing the hands of those, so you know whose hand to hold. Can I hold this glass for a second?
Sure you can.
Let me see your hand.
And my hand. Hi.
No. Yep.
Of course.
Yeah. No. Yep. Definitely.
Yeah, but they actually, like...
Her hands are so clammy. What is wrong with you? Oh my gosh.
Hey. Who is this? I don't know.
He's got good hands.
I'm confused.
She's solid too. So, how do you feel about this whole clammy hands pandemic?
What? I've never heard of this.
You've never heard of this?
Not at all.
It's all over the news.
No, this is perfect.
Yeah,
It's really good.
This is like,
right.
It's not clammy at all.
No, not at all.
Is that suave I sense in your hands? Moisturizer?
Wait, no,
It's not? What is it, cocoa butter?
no.
What is that?
It's just my hands clammy.
There you have it.
so what do you think about the whole clammy hand pandemic that has erupted on Greenville College campus?
No, you're right. That I'm glad that you brought that up. It's very important. The clammy hand pandemic, which I like to call the CHP. Maybe you've heard of that before.
I haven't. Is that scientific?
Well, you know, it's after a while. You can only write it so many times. It really has to do with what's happening this spring. And in college campuses, spring is a time when you go take walks with maybe a significant other, and that significant other has the CHP. So you got to watch that. It's contagious. The only way to get rid of it is once you've had contact with another person that has CHP, you both need to wash your hands at the exact same time.
Exact same time.
At the exact same time. So that can be done in myriad ways, but my favorite is actually going both to a toilet and getting a Dawn dish soap and sticking your hand directly in there and then flushing repeatedly. So.
Oh!
Yep.
If you or a loved one has ever suffered from CHP, please call the hotline below. There are certain steps that we can take to prevent CHP. The first one is to contact all of your previous partners in the last 18 months. Awareness, raising awareness. Step 2, as Dustin Fitton pointed out, washing hands. That is key. After you've had contact with a CHP victim, wash hands and make sure they wash theirs as well before you hold hands again.
And step 3 is simply abstinence. If you know you have CHP, just simply abstain from holding hands with another person until we get it all figured out.
Let's stop the epidemic.
The more you know.
That was a very important message. Thank you so much, Olivia and Andrew. Up next, we have none other than President Filby and his wife, the first babe. Welcome.
All right.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, nice tiara.
Thank you.
Very
You know,
nice.
going along with the whole princess thing.
Really?
I
Yeah,
forgot
that's
to bring mine.
Okay, well, you know, next time, I'm sure you'll be on the show again. So,
Good.
I just had a question. So, I'm assuming that you know more about tea than I do. Obviously, I
Well, you're
have.
drinking sweet
I'm
tea,
drinking
so that's
sweet
what I was
tea.
saying. Yeah.
Right, it's the only kind of tea that I know to drink. So, I was wondering if you could educate me. Like, what do you drink tea? What tea do you drink?
Yeah, well, the strange thing is for me, being from Ireland, everyone just thinks that I will drink tea and I like tea. I really don't like tea. Therefore, I had to do my own coffee this morning. Yeah,
That's so
it's
funny.
very, very strange.
So, have you had any like weird experiences with
Tea.
tea?
I
Yeah.
had a really embarrassing experience once, actually, when I lived in Argentina for a year, and this family invited me over for tea. And in Ireland, if someone invites you for tea, you just, I mean, it could be tea, coffee, whatever, but they'll say come over for tea. So I didn't think anything of it, but I went over there for tea. And they had spent all this money on all these different types of teas, and they were obviously very proud of what they'd just done to welcome me. And they said, what kind of tea would you like? And I just looked at them and said, actually, do you have coffee? Could I have some coffee? I don't like tea. And and I so offended
Oh,
them. It was one of those awful
terrible
moments.
story.
But they never invited me back.
Oh no.
It's very sad.
Long
Yeah.
lost friend.
Diplomatic incident.
It really was. It really was.
What about you,
But
Ivan?
I grew up with tea, so from my earliest memories, we would have had a teapot in our house, and you go through the ritual. You warm the teapot with hot water. You put either loose leaf or tea bags in. You fill it up. You let it brew for a while. And in our tradition, you always put milk in the cup first. You put a bit of milk in the cup and then
I've heard
pour
about that.
the tea. And from my earliest memories, I can just remember having tea. And it would always be a very classic British tea, PG tips or Thai food, or one of the ones you just get from a normal
So just a regular go to the grocery store, pick
grocery.
up tea.
That's what I grew up with. And then when I went to university, it was my first experience of a tea snob before tea snobs were fashionable. I roomed with a guy who had 9 different teas, and one of them was called Russian Caravan, and he prided himself in telling me that when the tea caravans used to go across from Asia through into Russia, it used to take about 6 months being transported by camel. And of course, during that time, the camel sweat would go into the tea, into the tea. I mean, it would just be absorbed.
Oh. So that, of
eventually
course,
into
is
the
very
tea.
classy tea.
It was very classy, but
Because camel
apparently in
sweat.
order to, he was telling me, I don't know if it's true or not, this is what he told me, is that they now have, at that time, with the tea that he was drinking, they had to artificially simulate what the camel sweat would probably taste like to get the authentic.
Gross.
I know,
That
isn't
doesn't sound good to
gross?
me. That does not. Although some people would say that's fancy, I'm not.
So,
sure.
no, I was not, I didn't enjoy that. And then moving to the United States, that's been more hard to source good tea in the United States. In the United States, I'm told it's the second largest tea drinking country in the world, but it's mostly iced tea, which we've just really don't have a taste for. Sorry about that, Ashley. Shame on you, Mrs. Featherston.
She will
We'll have to teach you some good hot British tea discipline at some
Yeah,
time.
we'll have to learn about that. So it's been hard since moving to the States. You haven't found like a tea that you liked, or because it's cold tea?
Yeah, it's mostly cold tea. So for a while we would get just ordinary tea shipped in from England, and now some stores now carry it. When I lived in California, it was easy to get good tea.
Okay.
And now, of course, with the Tiavana stores,
Right.
we can get all sorts of different types of tea to our heart's content.
Very true.
Although not our wallet's content.
Yes, understandable.
And we are having a high tea. Is today Thursday?
Today's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Okay, I don't know what day it is
That's
anymore.
okay.
I have no schedule in my life. On
Right.
Friday, we're having a high tea in our house, Chartreuse, for the education department.
Exciting!
So we shall have lots of teas.
So the education department, get excited because you get to have tea with these wonderful people. That's exciting.
That'll be great.
So before living in America, what was your perception of Americans? Like, what did you think? Like, you're like typical American. What would you
Very
say?
intelligent, handsome, beautiful people.
Sure. Yeah. Is that your actual perception?
No.
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 I want to hear the truth.
Well, actually, I had a pretty positive view of Americans simply because of the church that I was in Dublin was started by American missionaries.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of American influence. And so the Americans that I knew, apart from my cousins in Ohio, well, forget about them, they were like just really positive people, always seemed to be joyful, happy, people of faith. And I always thought I was going to marry an American, actually.
We'll see how that turned out.
Yeah, that turned out
Sorry
better.
about that.
Better.
Better.
No, just different. So, yeah, apart from that, the only thing was Americans in Ireland were the people you could always hear in the restaurants. I'm sorry to say.
They were loud. We're
They
loud
were
Americans.
But my cousins in Ohio, I have a cousin in particular called Kathie as well. I'm sure he's not watching, but yes, very loud and quite embarrassing at times.
Yeah.
But the ones that I knew in Dublin were just great. Yeah.
Very
What about
cool.
you?
I was much more concerned about Kathie's hair, actually. A lot of the photographs we'd seen on people's on TV were people from the south that had hair that looked like had been plastered so much it would never.
Hairspray.
Yeah, it would
galore.
never move in a wind tunnel. And I'm thinking, oh, Kathie, I hope you don't have to have hair like that. So we were delighted when we got here, and people actually had hair that moved and looked real.
Normal.
Normal hair.
Yeah, so we were thrilled. I think I had less experience of Americans moving over here. I traveled internationally, but of all the places I visited, probably the United States was one of the lesser of those countries. But those that I met, I enjoyed. I was tended to meet university presidents and professors, so they were thoughtful and reflective, erudite, and I enjoyed their company.
Very cool. So, I know you told me before, but the story never gets old. Would you mind telling me and the viewers about your love story?
Maybe you should tell this time about our 10th anniversary.
Oh, you want to hear about our 10th anniversary?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Because, yeah, we've told the love story a lot. 10th wedding anniversary. So, when we got married, I decided every month to put in a secret bank account that Ivan knew nothing of. I guess it was equivalent of $10 a month, $10-15 a month. So after we got married, I was only working for a little while and our kids were born, and I was a stay-at-home mom until they started school. So I didn't really have extra cash, so I basically, he would give me money for whatever, shopping, a little piece of bread, a piece of cheese, a little cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And so every month I had this separate bank account, and I put $10 in. And I had decided, I planned, this is for our 10th wedding anniversary. So when we got married, this is a great idea for all you girls out there who are, even if you're not married, you can start this.
Start now.
It's a great idea, like $5 to $10 a month. And so that just kept going in and building up interest over 10 years. And there were times when it was really difficult because when we bought a house and then suddenly we needed stuff for that house and a lot of construction was being done. Ivan would say, "Do we have any extra cash anywhere?" And I'm like, "No." And so, yeah, that was a little lie I told. But what happened for our 10th wedding anniversary? I surprised him. He didn't know until we got there. A trip to the south of France. I booked a hotel for like 5 nights. I'd contacted his secretary in work, and so she knew to clear his calendar for those days. But every year for our anniversary, one of us, we take turns. Every year, one of us would plan the anniversary date. It could be just an overnight trip or going away for a day or two or whatever. So it just so happened it was my turn for a 10th wedding anniversary. So I had all this booked. He knew nothing about it. I had to pack his suitcase because he didn't know. And he thought we were just going somewhere overnight. And so the night before, I lay in bed and I giggled all night. I couldn't sleep with excitement because he had no idea what was happening. And so we drove in my little car and headed off to the airport. And he thought then, oh, maybe we're going to Northern Ireland because we're heading north. And then he thought maybe we're going to London because we did fly to London. So he thought, oh, great, we're going to London.
So even when you were in London, you
I had no idea, no.
That was funny because he got to London and I actually took him to the baggage claim to wait for the suitcase, knowing it wasn't coming because it was actually going on to the south of France. And so I told him to wait at the baggage claim. I was going to the restroom, so I headed up to the restrooms where I giggled more. And then I came back, and he said, our suitcase didn't come. And I said, oh, never mind, let's go have something to eat. He said, what? Because I knew we had another hour and a half before the next flight, and he had no idea. And then we got there, and then I said, we need to pick up the rental car. And he said, what? And we went to get the car, and the lady said, for 5 days? And I said, yes. And he said, what? 5 days? Seriously? I'm going to have to phone work. And I said, oh, they all know and
That's great.
Wow.
Yeah. And so the whole trip, even going out for dinners and stuff, I paid for everything. And Ivan thought it was all going on a credit card. But he didn't realize I actually had cash for everything.
Wow.
So
what a wife you
I
have.
know, you feel very loved when someone does that.
Amazing.
And particularly when someone has been planning that for such a long time. It's amazing.
That is so
Yeah.
amazing. So when was this?
2001.
2001.
Yeah.
Wow, that is wonderful. That is so fun. So I know like every couple has their first fight or argument or something to that nature. Do you have a story?
You know, we've actually been sitting in. We had so few fights, and we can't remember what our first fight is.
So then what is your secret to not fighting?
Ivan submits to me.
Yeah, I just do what's right.
Whatever Kathie says.
I just assume she's right, and I do what I'm told. Yeah, it's.
it really
It's a
works
great,
well.
great relationship.
It works well.
Males, take note of that.
Yeah, just like the wife is
your
always right.
Well, that's not entirely true, but
The husband says that the wife is always right,
There
right?
you go.
Yeah.
We talk a lot and we try and
Yeah.
communicate. We pray a lot. We just try and make sure we have a good relationship.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't had big fights. It's I am the person who gets frustrated like with little things, and then I let them build up, and then I scream because his socks are on the floor again.
I'm the same way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really.
I understand. You just bottle it up, and then all of a sudden you're just exploding over the tiniest thing.
Yeah.
I understand
And he
that.
suffers.
Yeah, but communication is key. So you would
Yeah.
say that is probably a big part.
Yeah, just
Yes.
Part of
talking.
marriage. Communication.
And going out for dates a lot.
Okay. A lot of special time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
we
to be
celebrate. I
together.
mean, just through the year, we celebrate a number of different things. So we celebrate the anniversary of our first date, my birthday, our wedding anniversary, our engagement, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day.
So anything that could be anything.
So we have a
is
rhythm all the way
special.
through the year. So so which is great. So
Many holidays.
Yeah,
Many
and our
little-
daughter keeps saying, "Oh, but you're always celebrating something," and we're going, "Yeah, you take note.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to do." Yeah.
Great. That's very fun. So Kathie, say I wanted to meet Bono. I hear that you have some connections. What's your connections with Bono?
My connections with Bono go back to when I was a student, actually.
Really?
Yeah. and I
So
was-
not very long ago.
No, like 3 or 4 or
Yeah,
5
just
years.
a few years
oh,
ago.
maybe 6 years. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was a student. Everyone in my house, I lived with a bunch of students. They'd all come to Christ. They'd all become Christians, except for me. I had been in Russia selling jeans on the black market. And then I came back, and I suddenly, like, there were prayer meetings happening in our house on a Friday night.
Mhm.
And so all these, like, they were a great bunch of people. I thought, oh, they're really nice. That's wonderful. Whatever, whatever they like to do, that's great. And so, but then I got to know them, and within a very short period of time, I became a Christian too. They just had a real sincere faith and love for Christ, and just a joy that I hadn't seen in other people.
Mhm.
And so then, this was in the kitchen in the house where we lived, and then I was there, and they were introducing me to all their friends who would come on a Friday night to our house, and then one of my roommates said, "Oh, Kathie, have you met these guys? This is Bono." And I'm like, "What's your name?" Weird. And he had big hair. So I'm
With
kind of
lots of
looking at him
hairspray?
thinking, strange. I think so.
Yeah. Bono used hairspray.
Yeah. And then he introduced me to his friend, who happened to be called Edge, which seemed a bit weird to me. And so, and Larry was there as well.
Uh-huh.
And so, and I asked them, well, what do you do? And they said, we're in a band. And I said, are you any good? Well, we're okay. Yeah, I'm fine. So, good. Well, so that was how I met them. And then I was in a small group with Bono and Edge as well.
So are you still friends with Bono? You still have that
Bono and I,
connection?
we're on Facebook all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
You Facebook creep each other?
I think he creeps me, actually.
Yeah,
I don't follow
understandable.
him.
Yeah. Very interesting. I love it. So I know that both of you have been on many trips recently. Where have you been going?
Oh gosh, this year.
So many places, right?
We started with, part of our job is trying to raise money for scholarships to help students with their tuition. So this year we started with some alumni events in Tampa, then fundraising in California, then down to Nicaragua to look at our study abroad program that we're starting
Which would
there.
be great.
It's exciting. I know many students are excited
good.
about
Yeah,
that.
that's going to be super. Then February, where did we go? We went to
Arizona,
Washington, Baltimore.
And then more trips to California. And then you went to China.
Then I went to China in March. And
I went to Kansas. He went to China.
Yeah.
And then England. You were in England.
I was in England.
And then we just got back last night. Where were we? Seattle.
Seattle, yeah, we had some alumni events in Seattle, which was
Wow.
great. The oldest,
It's all over the place.
yeah, the oldest alumnus graduated in 1946. So it's just
Okay,
coming up
so
to
wow.
Yeah.
their 65th anniversary soon.
Wonderful. In Seattle.
Yeah,
Yes.
which is great.
That's beautiful.
It's great.
Okay, my last question. What princess would you be and why?
I would have to say Princess Anna.
Princess Anna from Frozen.
Yeah.
Why?
Because she's a bit of a character. And she likes to hang out with Olaf the snowman. So,
Yes.
I mean,
How could you not love her?
How could you not love her? Yeah, and she was a bit, she got a few things wrong there, but yeah, she was just, to me, she was just a lot of fun.
Love it.
Yeah.
What about you, Ivan?
You know, I've never actually thought about being a princess, but if you're going to be Anna, I want to be Olaf.
Oh,
Then you can hang out with me.
That's adorable. So you both have agreed to play a quick little game with us.
Oh, yes, all right.
Are you ready? We're going to do a word association game. So I'm going to say a word, and they're going to say the first thing that comes into their mind as quick as you can.
All right.
Okay, the first, we're going to start with you, Ivan. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
The word fruit.
Gum.
Gum.
That's an English thing.
It's an English candy.
Okay, because I would think like apple or banana, but no. Gum.
Candy.
Candy. Love it. Okay, China.
Tea.
Tea.
As in proper China for having
Oh.
tea. Yeah, see, we're not doing it the way you'd expect.
I love it. This is so different for me.
We're foreigners.
Okay, Ivan. Greenville.
Tennis.
Tennis. Our tennis team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Ivan loves the tennis team.
There you
I
go.
love it. Kathie, Hogwarts.
Oh, Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
I'm sorry, that's too typical an
But that's,
answer.
I mean, it's the first thing that came into your mind. That's the first thing that came into my mind, so we're good. Yellow.
Submarine.
Submarine. I love it. Couch.
Cushions.
Cushions. Doctor Who.
Daleks.
Daleks. Science.
Boring.
We love our professors,
Oh, we
but
love our
I
professors.
understand.
Oh, I was a failure. I should have just said the word failure.
Failure. Oh, yeah. Science
They
is not
go
my
together.
forte. Yeah, I
fine.
understand. Okay, this one's for you again, Kathie. Ivan.
Beautiful, handsome. Sorry.
Many words that come
Lots
to
of
mind.
words.
Okay, Ivan. Word association.
Oh.
Stumped you.
That's 2 words.
Yeah, it was what I have on
Game.
my random list. Game.
Game.
There
Yeah,
you go,
sorry.
game.
I thought you were actually going to give me another word after that. All right.
Okay, you ready, Kathie? Cattywampus.
What? What? Is that a real word?
I mean, is it in the dictionary? It's in the dictionary.
What is
Cattywampus. Go home.
Disarray.
Get on Google
How do
and
you even
Google
spell that?
cattywampus. It's CATTYWAMPUS.
What does it mean? What is a cattywampus? It sounds like an insect or a weed.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
insect or weed. Just annoy one. This is for both of you,
All
so
right.
you can both answer this. Princess.
Ashley.
Oh, Anya and Ashley. That's okay.
I got
They
it
were
wrong.
both.
That was the
Ivan
right
wins.
answer.
Ivan wins the game.
Yeah, because I had Ashley.
Hey,
Yeah.
you did it right. That's great.
Excellent.
So we're gonna go on to our artist of the week. Enjoy this short video.
Here we go. I'm out in the woods with axe in hand, chainsaw on the side with the cash advance, cutting this tree knee high. Gotta catch the man's where the Okapine honky. I'm the last to stand, and I never stop until I reach my quota. I step into the forest and the trees all know it's over. I'm picking out my victim, then start gearing up the motor. What you were looking up to suddenly is now below ya. With a loud snap and crash, the tree falls to the ground. If no one was there to hear it, doesn't even make a sound. Then I split that wood up and take it into town. These guys can't believe the quality of timber that I found. Split that wood up, 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 split that wood up. Split that wood in the morning, split that wood in the evening, split that wood on your face if you ain't gonna believe me. Split that wood up, split that wood up, split that wood up, split that wood up. Why do people doubt me? I only get the best stuff. Maple, birch, evergreen, spruces, even chestnut. No battle over here, we would leave you pretty messed up. Even Mother Nature's afraid to come and test us. I didn't choose the wood life chose me. I'm the 4th generation on this family tree. and I'm still going strong. Consider us experts when I sweat through my plaid. I just button up my neck shirt, suspenders on my jeans, and flannel is the texture. I wear this on my life, lasting longer than your picture. And I always put that wood up, you don't have to wonder that. Living outside the rules, call me a gangster lumberjack. Put that wood up, 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 put that wood up.
Queuing up the chainsaw, these trees don't get the best of me. Logging is more than my job, it's my destiny. Work around the clock till there's nothing left of me. These X's and 4s are my only recipe.
I'm taking down a cedar tree with a beautiful piece of machinery. Working 7 days a week, racking in that evergreen. Don't question my ability, or I'll chop you up like Little Tree. Action's got nothing on Alan Miller. Ever heard of me? Put that wood up, 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 put that wood up. Put that wood in the mornings, put that wood in the evenings, put that wood on your face if you ain't gonna believe me. Put that wood up, put that wood up, put that wood up, put that wood up.
For more from the Alan Miller Band, go ahead and check them out on YouTube. Just type in the Alan Miller Band. Thanks, Brian and Tyler. So I want to give a quick shout out to the DM Center. Thanks for tweeting at us. Thanks, Tyler Chorus and the moms of Greenville. I hope you have a magical day, Greenville.
Morning tea again. Morning tea again. Morning tea again. Sip, sip.